Hey Brian, how are you?
Doing great.
Awesome. Thanks for joining. I wanted to have you on here because uh you've been just doing really well ever since we started working together, and I wanted to kind of highlight kind of some of the things that we've accomplished together to see if we can help other people navigate how to grow their business, how to form a really good strategy to gain new personal training clients. So hopefully we can kind of uncover some of those things on this call. Um, if you can, before we kind of jump into it, can you just give everyone a bit of an outline as far as like what you do, what kind of business you run, and just the things that you sell?
Yeah, my gym's called Boomer Fitness. We've had it for the last 11 years. Um, we do one-on-one personal training, small group personal training, and boot camps. It's about a 48, it's 5,000 square facility, but about 4,300 working square foot. We've got four full-time coaches, and yeah, mostly it's females, 85% females, 15% males, and they're usually between the ages, I know it's a wide gap, but between 40 and 65 years old. So we're helping them with fat loss, feeling better, improving their health, whether it be type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and then also working to strengthen their body and have better body confidence. So those are the main goals that we see and the people we work with in the facility we have.
Nice. That's awesome. And I know you've been in business for a while, but before we started working together recently, what was it like? Like, what were you going through before working with us? What were the reasons you kind of started working with us in the first place?
Yeah, I needed somebody to run my ads. I've and I had a different company running my ads. Nothing bad about that company. I know everybody has turnover. It just seemed like every few months I was having a different interface to work with, a different person to work with, and then I'd have to explain my offer, explain what my gym did, uh, and how many leads I need to get. And every time I went through that process, lead costs would go up, and the offer never right. I was doing more of the work when really I was having to pay them a premium uh, to do the job for them instead of getting them the material they needed. Um, so that was kind of like how my ads were run. As it came for what we offered people, we were really focused on our transformation program because, as you know, with COVID, we were really thriving before COVID with boot camps and with personal training. But when COVID happened, basically our personal training went away, and that's what invented the small group training. So our personal training was kind of full, so our small group was the biggest opportunity. So we were offering a lot of small group training. So I was offering a transformation program where people did that weekly and they got the boot camps included. um, yeah, we were signing up about one person a week in that transformation program. And what made me decide on trying something different is I knew the transformation program was working well. We were doing well with the leads we had. And then you made a really good offer for the first month to try you guys out. And I said, you know what? I can try Dan out for 90 days. I know what I'm getting with this other company. If it doesn't work, I can always go back.
Awesome. Yeah. I I think that's great. And I know you've been using transformation programs, low barrier offers, challenges to get kind of new people coming through, signing up new clients to the business. What what have we kind of helped you accomplish inside the business? Like, what are the kind of key points that you can share with people that we've kind of helped you tackle to get better results?
Yeah. First and foremost, I would say we formulated a new offer. We saw that the low ticket offers for boot camps or challenges, they just weren't responding as well. And what I mean by that is you would offer somebody $67 for 21 days. And what would happen is they would get sick during that 21 days. And then you'd follow up and ask how the workouts are going. And they didn't start yet, and I wonder if they could add time to the back end of it. So that's kind of how those were going. And then with the challenges, people would do the challenge, but then they wouldn't see the value in the long-term membership, and they just wanted to do another challenge. And with running a challenge, there's a lot of work that goes in it from your team, from following up to their measurements, their nutrition, make sure they're showing up. So what you're really counting on is somebody working with you long time, invested in your program so they can get the result, not just to do a challenge to challenge to challenge. So to answer your question, what you guys really solved is we put the change to focus on personal training, somebody who wants a specific result right out the gate. And also what that looked like was personal training and then small group personal training. So I said, yeah, let's give it a shot. So what that did is gave us a really good offer. What that allowed people to do is then come in and see what we had to offer. We had a better show percentage. When people came in, you gave them exactly what they were looking for. It wasn't a discussion. At the end, you then made the offer, and they went right into one of your long-term programs. And if that didn't work, then they could do a trial, and it was a shorter term trial, which allowed them then to say, okay, I like where this is going. Because everyone knows, when somebody tells you they want to think about it, your viewers may be personal trainers. I've been a personal trainer 20 years, gym owner 11 years. But when somebody tells me they want to think about it, you're ghosted. You never see them ever again. So we came up with a way of like, yeah, it's a higher ticket. You need to think about it, but you let the client know, like, hey, I get it. This is new. Then you show them like, okay, make you an offer you can't refuse. So they get a trial. What that does, it takes care of your lead cost. And they try it out. They have a great experience. And then we allow them to apply that to the main offer. Since doing that, we had like 27% sign up rate on the trials when it came to the boot camps. And that was a lot of work. Now we're having, over a 60% show rate. We're having a 61% close rate on the higher ticket. And then on the trials, almost every person does the trial and then applies that to one of the packages. So what we're seeing with that too is it's better for our team. And what it's better for our team is we have a new hire, and within a little over 100 days, we're able to get him to full time. And what full time means is working 40 hours a week, working with clients. So that's been great to see. The other thing that's really great to see is the energy in the gym. You're having 30 new members in the gym training, and you're seeing that new energy and those results happening. Really see the impact of what you're doing and why you got into this. I mean, everybody got into it because they want to train people for free. So you helped create an offer that got people in, that was able to take care of the trainers, take care of the gym, and have less friction from the get-go.
Yeah, I think, creating an environment to attract the right people is half the battle. And then the rest of it is just sales strategy. So, yeah, creating the right environment, which is the offer, the way you talk about the offer, and creating kind of a process where you can upsell, downsell, or sell large packages, small packages, just that entire systematic approach is super important. So with that being said, what are some of the results that you've seen in the short time that we've worked together so far? Like what have you seen come out of it from the effort that we've put in?
Yeah, in about 90 days, we've added close to 30 clients. This was the best month because we've got the offer dialed in, but I'd say from the start, you run the ads, we've had cheaper lead costs, like almost in half. I mean, more than half. Like the ad lead costs were like $21 a lead. I think we're right around $9 a lead right now. And I'm in a pretty competitive market on the West Coast, in Vancouver, Washington, right next to Portland. So lead costs, first and foremost, have come down. The second thing is we were able to dial in the offer. So lower friction on the front end for the offer. And then the next thing that came down to it was then the sales process. We took we took the friction as feedback, meaning when people told us need to think about it, need to talk to a spouse. Um, we ended up dialing the offer in the sense of, creating the higher ticket program with payment plans or a lower ticket offer to get them started into it that took care of the lead costs. I would say from there, what that helped is help with our show percentage, like we talked about earlier, help with our close percentage. The other thing too is that people are just getting results. They're in the program, they're losing weight, they're moving better, they're having more energy, their health is improved. And we're at the point now where those people who just started are beginning to continue. And that's the most important thing is you want retention. Because you can get anybody can join a challenge, but if they don't stay, you're not growing your business. So it's growing that monthly gross revenue because what's happening is you're keeping your current clients and then you're adding to it every single month. So I would say how we improved: better lead cost, better show percentage, better close percentage, better offer, and then higher retention rate.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, look, with a high retention rate and continuing to sell new people into the program, it's going to compound over time, and exponential growth is around the corner. So, look, I think you're doing an awesome job signing up 30 people, 30 new clients in 90 days. Just starting out with a brand new offer is not something to scoff at. So, congrats on that. I think it's awesome. You're doing a fantastic job. And I guess cheers to continuing this and just growing the business in the future.
Yeah. So one last point I'll say is Dan's been very helpful, been there listening to a lot of my feedback that I've gotten. So I appreciate you, Dan, for taking the time to take the feedback and having answers to how to calibrate this to get it to where it's at.
Awesome.
I mean, you're in a lot of programs, and then you're like, okay, I know what to do, and then you put it to work. But I think the key is having that calibration. It's like us working with clients in the gym. Yeah, I can give you a program, you go do it, but is it really? But then there's some things where you have some hiccups, like, okay, my squat's not working perfectly, or my bench isn't working perfectly. You go to us and we say, oh, I would tweak this or do this warm up, do the stretch. And all of a sudden you make a breakthrough and it's that little change. We made those little changes throughout this process, and that's where the results come from too. So you got to have the personal element to it. So you've been a big help, Dan. So I appreciate it.
I appreciate the kind words. Thanks, Brian. Like I said, I think you're doing an awesome job, and all I see is success for you in the future, to be totally honest, if we keep on this track. So keep it up, and I can't wait to see what the future brings.
Thank you.